Goodness, you've got so many briefs to talk about, haven't you, this morning? Can we start with the vaccine, though, first, if we may? NHS staff, I'm told, are no longer getting the vaccine first. Is that right?
Well, look, the Joint Committee on Vaccinations and Immunisations has set out a priority list, as you know.
Is around the number of vaccines that we can get. Originally, 800,000 to start with, and then the Prime Minister saying 10 million by the end of the year, but that looks as though it might not happen now.
Well, we also know that the AstraZeneca vaccine is currently under review by the MHRA, so we'll see what they come forward with on that. And of course...
10 million and then not be able to deliver. Why put a figure on it? Dr. Anthony Fauci, who you know, the White House chief immunologist, told us yesterday that the UK's approval of the vaccine was done in a much less deep way than they would do it in the US. How can you convince my viewers this morning that it's safe if the main man in the US is saying we've rushed it?
Well, you should also see what, of course, Dr. Fauci subsequently said overnight.
The US's FDA is the gold standard, so I was going to ask you what standard ours is.
Well, as I've said...
When he says that the FDA in the US is the gold standard.
Tell you that the MHRA is indeed a gold standard.
We did hear from Gavin Williamson, he was sat just where you are, around this time yesterday, and he was talking about our vaccine being much better because our scientists are much better than those in France, Belgium or the US. Why would he say that?
Well, look, I mean...
Arrived so far?
I think, as I said to you, I think we will be...
Cargo. How do we transport it? Does it have like a police escort? Is it? What's the security like?
Well, it is. I don't want to go into the details of that case, but
I want to know how secure it is.
Of course, it is done in a secure. Yes.
You would hope so, and I think it takes a while, doesn't it, for it to actually settle before you can give them the vaccination. How much is it all costing?
Well,
supermarket tax relief. The supermarkets are paying back 1.8 billion, I believe, from the business rate holiday. Should that go to help pay for the vaccines, or should that go to help struggling pubs?
You know, we've made £280 billion available to support people's jobs, support businesses and livelihoods over the... Actually, I'm vegetarian, so I'm probably not going to be able to eat Scotch eggs. But they will be able to claim up to £2,100. So there is support that has been made available. Yeah,
but we both know that hundreds of thousands of jobs are at risk in the hospitality.
Seen that works as well. So there is room. Sure, but as I said, we're a nation.
Is it fishing?
Well, I mean, obviously, people talked about fisheries. There are issues around level playing field. You'll forgive me if particularly since we're at such a sensitive time in these discussions, I'm not going to get into the precise details of...
Aware of it. I understand why you can't play your hand at this stage on television, but can you give me a percentage chance of whether we'll be able to have a deal by the end of the... It has to be done by Sunday, because there's all sorts of stuff, without going into too much detail and getting down in the weeds. There's stuff going on in the House of Commons on Monday and Tuesday that means that you'll have to have a deal or not by Sunday night.
Well, look, I've never been a betting man myself, so I'm not going to get into...
Should be carbon neutral by 2050. That's a very ambitious target. How confident are you? I'm not asking for percentages because you're not a betting man.
No, but we've shown as a country is that we actually have been able to...
Hear that you're spinning too many plates, and now you're president of the COP26 climate conference as well. Have you just got too much on?
Well, actually, look, my approach always in these things is to keep your head down, do your job, and if...
Viewers at home this morning. Jonathan Van Tam guaranteed that Father Christmas will be one of the first people to get the vaccine. I checked, and he's 1,749 years old. So, is it true? Is he one of the first to get the vaccine?
Absolutely.
Father Christmas is going to be fine, guys.
He is top of the list.
He's top of the list. Fantastic. You heard it here first on Sky. Thank you for joining us.